Legends, welcome back to another episode of the Ruck Infringement Podcast. As always, I'm your host Joey, and this is episode 106, Circus. Joining me today, Luke and Harry still can't be here. They're back from Thailand, but other commitments on tonight. They will be back next week, but we have the next best thing. They've been promoted to the A grade at this rate. We've got the Dongle, all the way from McDonald Jones this week, mate.
Yeah, it was a bit of a drive, yeah.
Jeez.
That's it, yeah. 18 representing tonight, mate, yeah. Sorry to the other boys. Awesome.
Love it. And of course, from 4 Pines Park, and it didn't matter,
Oof.
Josh the Saint. Bradley, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing well, Joe. I'm doing well.
Very good.
A couple of weeks in a row for me.
I was going to say,
Yeah, it's going very good at the moment.
2 weeks in a row. All this
I can't say the same.
Oh, sorry, mate,
My team doesn't know how to have back-to-back wins, and especially at home this year.
You don't do that.
We've lost 3 games at home out of 3. How good?
Just don't play there.
Yeah, that's what we'll just play on the road every week.
That's it. Sure, Nick will sort it out.
But of course, this is the podcast for you and your mates. It's the podcast if you like banter and mediocre betting advice, then join us at the Ruck Infringement Podcast. You can find us on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts as well. All right, boys, let's get into it. Of course, it's Monday, so footy has finished today. We're going to do a quick Ruck report because obviously there's no Sunday show and no stats tonight with Luke unavailable. Well, let's jump straight back into it. Thursday night, Manly v Dragons. What a game. We spoke last week about the fortress in Manly is slowly dying. It used to be such a fortress there at Brookie. Not so much anymore. But I think the biggest talking point in this game, Dongle, was Dragons had a really good lead. Then they almost blew it.
Yeah, they really let him back into the game. It made for an exciting finish, I must say. Yeah, it was quite a cracking game. If it wasn't for, obviously Easter Monday's cracking game today, it would have been, pretty close to the game of the round for me. Great watching, though, for Dragons fans. They should be pretty happy with that one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they let Manly sort of creep in there at the end. I'm sure Josh will talk about that in a moment. But, it was a great game to see, yeah. I was pretty excited. I was going to say, I think Tyrell Sloan, he had a great game. He was kind of the difference there, I think, yeah.
I spoke a couple of weeks ago about Sloan and how last year Flano really got up him about, wanting to be part of this team and really needed to stand up. And this season he's done that. He looks so fast on that wing. Yeah, he's doing really good.
He looked great. Yeah, he played he's playing reserve grade, I think, as well.
Yeah.
The first couple of rounds, wasn't he? Yeah,
Yep.
And he sort of made his way back in the team, and he's just been dynamite ever since. So good on him. Hopefully he keeps it up. Except, of course, when they play the Sharks. Fucking howler.
Yeah, that's right. He can drop 10 balls in that game.
Yeah, let's do it.
The Saints, mate, got to be happy with that. But as a fan, I think you also got to be a little bit disappointed that you almost let Manly back into the competition.
Yeah, my heart was in my throat for that whole second half. Look, I think Dragons just let their guard down once they got 12-0 up.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, sweet. Now just play defense. What didn't they do, Joe?
Play defense.
They did not play any defense.
I got it right.
1 point to you.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
I get a point.
Yeah.
Joey's jumble.
But no, it's good seeing the Dragons get back-to-back wins.
Absolutely. Too bad it won't be 3 in a row.
Definitely will, Joe, but we'll talk about that later. But beating Manly at Fortress.
Absolutely.
I mean, yes, no Turbo, but I don't think he would have made that much of a difference in this game.
No, I agree. I think Manly are the victims of off-field drama. Everything happening with Cherry Evans is very much Tiger-like, and we'll talk about that when we get to the Easter Monday game and my thoughts on what happened there. But I think with the whole Cherry Evans saga at the moment, it's a big call, but I don't know if Manly win too many more this season. I really don't. I just think the Cherry Evans saga is going to play out, and it's affecting the club. They brought Brooks over last year. He looked so revitalised in 2024. This year he started really clunky.
Yeah.
He hasn't hit his stride
just yet. Yeah.
Whereas him and Cherry Evans last year, that combination, and I worry for them moving on from 2026 because it's just Brooks.
Yeah.
They won't have Cherry.
They won't have anyone, unless they join the Galvin signing race. We'll see about that.
interesting.
But yeah, I don't know if they'll won't win another game. Like I think they'll still be competitive, but I don't think they'll be
few,
Manly
but-
from
yeah.
like
I do
the
think
past few
that
years.
Brooks-
Yeah,
I do think that Brooks was one of Manly's better players
Yeah.
on the Thursday.
Yeah, okay.
Out of the performance that I saw, Brooks in that second half alone just it pushed Manly a
He
little
got an
bit.
intercept try?
Yes.
Intercept try, yes. He's quite quick. You know the player who is struggling, and with Origin coming up, not good to see, Olakau'atu.
Yes.
No.
Olakau'atu, very quiet compared to his standards. Of course, a lot of competition in that second row for Origin. We'll chat on that soon, but yeah, very quiet. But let's jump into our first Friday night game, of course. The Bulldogs against South Sydney. Now, Good Friday clash. This is one that's always touted as a fantastic game.
Yep.
Credit to the Dogs, first off. $10 tickets. They opened up the top tier. They got 65,000 fans at the game.
That's great. Yeah.
That is huge, and that's so good for the game of rugby league. So credit to the doggies for doing the $10 tickets. I mean, you make your money just off that. That was fantastic.
Easy. Yeah,
So
it gives everyone the opportunity
great
to
to
go.
see. But then the Dogs, like, let's just talk about this team. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. I tipped the upset in this game. I thought Bennett will have Souths up for such a big game.
Yep.
Dogs killed him. 32 nil.
32. Yeah. 32 nil.
32 nil.
32-0.
And it's now 2 games in a row where they've kept their opposition scores.
Yep, they're looking the goods, aren't they? Yeah, they're you know, I sort of thought, what did you say off the bye? They may struggle. Some teams don't really hit form. It just seems that they were like a step above. Like again,
crazy.
like they just played fantastic. Like
Burton back as well.
Burton was back. Kick-out played great as well. Just really good watching. Yeah, the Bulldogs. I don't know, like who's gonna sort of put them to the test this year. I thought the Rabbitohs would be competitive. We'll talk about Melbourne next, but I thought they'd do better. I don't think they. I didn't see that at all. Like last week, like when we were talking about the games, I didn't see them being held to nil, like at all. Like even without like a couple of their halves, but
They had Cody Walker back,
yeah,
which was a massive in.
yeah,
He did get hooked though. He wasn't injured. He actually got hooked halfway through the game. They moved Jack White and to half.
is that what? Okay, I didn't realize he.
Yeah, he got
okay.
hooked. So as far as I know, there was no injury.
Yeah, okay.
He was
I
hooked
thought
for
he
the
was.
game.
Yeah.
White moved and they moved Latrell back to centre. I mean, I don't know why they didn't just start like that, but
Yeah.
but anyway,
always going to struggle
Yeah.
shifting the team around. Yeah, like
they did that. But yeah, Josh, the Rabbitohs, mate, it's 2 losses in a row now. We know they've got a lot of injuries, but can we blame the injuries for this, or do you think the teams might be starting to just may endure a bit of a tough spot?
I do think the injuries are playing a little part in this, but not as much as what a lot of people are thinking. I think it's just a constant change in the Rabbitohs lineup. Like we saw, what was it, Latrell playing 5'8".
5'8", then he moved to centre.
Then, yeah.
Yeah.
Just the constant change and movement of the players.
Yeah.
Yes, they can play those positions, but is it the best choice?
It's hard, isn't it? It's a real interesting one with their team because they've got so many good players. Of course, missing Cam Murray still. Campbell Graham was back, played on the wing. Alex Johnson, his second game back. Did he play? He was back last week.
I think he was back last week, yeah.
But he didn't play this week, did he?
I
I
don't
think he
recall
got another
seeing him.
injury,
Yeah. I don't recall seeing him, yeah.
I think he did get another injury. Always good for an anytime try scorer, right? Alex Johnson, not in the team.
No.
No, yeah. So if he has picked up another injury, not good to see for him. Max King.
Yep.
Now, heard something. He scored his first try, I believe it was, since 2019, I think they said, or 2020.
Yeah.
So
He looked ecstatic too when he got up. They had the front on view of him.
even Serrato
when he was
up.
getting up. Yeah, he was over the moon. No more nutty runs.
The team's probably happy that they don't have to see his dick come Mad Monday. So, I mean, if the Dogs are there, they might be playing in the grand final that week.
What a game he had as well.
Yeah, it was dynamite.
230 run meters and
what?
a try.
Like, Maxi King, and hear me out. We're all Mad Blues supporters. He would not be lost in an Origin jersey off the bench. He would be a fantastic pick for New South Wales. Like they've picked Jake Trbojevic. Well, they've picked Jake Trbojevic for 2 years. And I think Max King would do a better job than Gerbo. And that's no discredit on Gerbo, but I just think Max King would do a great job. I mean, the form that the Dogs are in, he could be an Origin smoky.
Yeah,
he's another Lenny off the bench. He will come out hard.
Yeah, it'd be good to see. I'd like to see him get a crack.
I'd like to, Well, I guess we'll find out in a couple of weeks, isn't it? The
Couple of
Blues
weeks,
team comes
just over
out.
a month. Let's jump into our second Friday game. The Dolphins against the Storm. Now, boys, the Finns are flying,
Finns
42
were
to
up.
22 in this one. But, Dongle, the big talking point, Melbourne were up 16-2.
Yep.
Let this game slip.
And they let it slip. Yeah, I went to bed at half time thinking,
done?
no, not done. Well, they came back. It was, what was it, 16-12, I think it was at half time. And I just couldn't stay awake. Yeah, I thought a great game it was. The first half was a cracker. It was kind of, not really back and forth, but like they kind of let the Dolphins come back in. And the
all
Dolphins
Melbourne
had all that
early.
momentum.
Yeah.
And then, I got up in the morning, I saw the score, and I'm like, there's no way. So I had to see it for myself. And, the Dolphins just came out, and they just didn't do a thing wrong. Like, they were fantastic, Bostock didn't kick it to the opposition this week, so he's improved.
Mate, it was a fantastic performance from the Finns. That's 3 in a row now for them, and they've knocked off Penrith and Storm in consecutive weeks.
And they were they're 0-4 as well.
0-4
At the start of the year as well.
So
We kind of put a line through them, and here they are. Now they're kind of one of the
knows?
form teams of the comp.
Who knows? Josh, Isaiah Katoa, at the moment is the in-form halfback in the competition, in my opinion. The kid's only 21. I mean, what level can you see him going to? Like, he's got such a big future, I think, in this game.
Yeah, I don't see him reaching the level of points that Cleary has reached. But I do see him on a playmaker, like in a playmaker sense, reaching that level.
Is that just based on a team aspect? Like, let's say if he went to Melbourne, could you see it?
If he went to Melbourne,
Or a team of that
There's the Bellamy effect too there. Like, that's.
If he went to a stronger set team, oh God, limits over the side.
With him being the main man, like, but even if he went to like the Tigers, who need a 6 coming up, and he played 6 all in the Penrith system. So imagine Katoa and Luai together. They know each other really well from their time at Penrith. I could see it happening. Be interesting, but look, credit to the Finns in this game. Storm, Bellamy was not happy in the press conference.
Mate. To be a fly on the wall in that dressing room after, that would have been an all-time spray, that one.
Their glass on so they didn't get spat on because apparently he's a spitter, Bellamy. So from what I've heard, from all reports.
Got some phlegm behind him, that fella, And you shared the stat too, a team that concedes 40, what was it? The team that's conceded 40 doesn't go on to win the
50
won't go on.
Usually.
Yeah, 50 goes on, doesn't go on. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
So it was close.
Yeah.
Close. I mean, that
during the week,
that would have been incredible if Melbourne had conceded 50.
Because
that would put an absolute line through them. But mate.
I think we mentioned this. Would have been either last year, I think. But Katoa, do we know where he hails from?
Tonga.
Do we know where he played his juniors?
New South Wales, Tonga.
He played his juniors for Glenmore Park Brumbies.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he went through the Penrith Panthers system.
Went to school with my sister.
Oh,
at Glenmore Park.
That's why he's famous. I knew he was famous.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Yeah, Josh will get in contact with him for us.
I'll get my sister to message him.
For sure. He'll be on next week.
Yeah, I was going to say,
But not a promise. But let's jump into our first Saturday game. First Saturday game, the Wars v the Broncos now. Oh my gosh. Go Media Stadium in
Golden Point
Auckland.
thriller.
You called it, mate, last week. We all doubted you. We all laughed. And rightly so. The Wars, though.
The Wars.
All I can say in this game is Luke Metcalf missed. I think he kicked 3 out of 5.
3 from 5, yeah.
3 from 5.
No, he missed 3, didn't he?
And then he lines up a 50-metre penalty goal.
Yep.
Slots it.
Yeah, straight over the black dot.
Incredible. And it was still going up when he kicked it.
Yeah.
Josh, we'll start off with you, mate. Warriors impressive or were the Broncos just poor?
I think it was a bit of both, actually. Warriors fans looked like they lifted the team up so much. And I saw a little thing on TikTok about our friend SJ
In the Broncos jersey.
In the Broncos
Yeah,
Everyone
jersey.
was giving it to him.
Yeah. Lost a bet, yeah, didn't he? Yeah.
Shout out to Shawnee.
Yeah.
Good friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Lost a bet.
Sean Johnson, that is.
Lost a bet to the Morning Shift podcast down in New Zealand.
Walsh, you let him know it too, because
Oh,
SJ was in the
definitely.
crowd.
Yeah.
And of course, because Walsh played for Warriors as well, so.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, I think the Wars fans just lifted them up so much in that game. And yes, Metcalf missed 3 conversions and 1 penalty goal.
Yeah.
But they got the win.
Iced
Where
it when
it
it
counts,
mattered. Boys, it's so hard. They talk about fortresses, Amy Park, Brookie. But New Zealand has become that fortress. It is so hard for opposition teams to win across the ditch.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Here you go there. The conditions are usually pretty shit. Yeah, it looked cold and wet
In
as
this
well.
game, it was wet.
Yeah. I caught the end. I was at the London show. I was watching it in the car. Like we were getting the kids in the car. I was watching the Golden Point at the end of the game on my phone. Yeah, the missus was blowing up. Love you, babe. So we saw the end of that.
It's all research.
Yeah, it's all
for the pod.
That's what I said. I'm working.
I
babe.
asked him on Saturday.
Yeah. I'm working, babe. And
She watches. She's an avid
she does. Yeah,
viewer.
yeah. +1 listener. Yeah, good.
Love
Yeah,
it.
that's it. The more the merrier.
Sorry, I keep
She's all
interrupting.
good. That's all good, my man. Yeah, so just a great end to the game. Reece Walsh could have, he would have been anywhere else in the world, I reckon. Rather be there. You'd say poor fucker, but
No, I don't. Can I just say though, like Ben Hunt, I mean, that was a coach killer too.
Yep.
They had so many opportunities to kick a field goal, the Bronx.
Yep.
Adam Reynolds was ready. I think it was about 3 minutes to go, and the Broncos were moving really well, and Ben Hunt dropped it or threw it to ground. I think he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball, and you could just see Reynolds just went like this. Reynolds just went, like his head just went up, and you could just they're fucked it here, and you could just see the heads went down, and they got themselves back in. I mean, through a lucky try to Walsh.
Yep.
Very, very lucky. I mean, I still think it might have touched Arthur's elbow.
Yep.
Not in it, but we're not going to talk about referees, especially not in this next game coming up. But yeah, look, really interesting. Great to see the Wires get a win. Broncos 2 losses in a row now, and they play, I believe, Penrith next week.
No, Bronx have Bulldogs next
Dogs.
week.
That'll be a tough game for them.
Wow.
If the Dogs play how they've
Thursday
been
night,
playing, there could be 3 losses in a row for the Bronx, but don't write them off at Suncorp. You never know. Anyway, let's jump into our second Saturday game. It was the Roosters against the Panthers. Glad I didn't go. I was going to go to the game. Panthers won 40-12. The scoreline doesn't really tell the tale of this game because it was really close, probably until the last 20, and then Penrith really ran away with it the last 20 minutes. For all those people saying Penrith are back, Penrith beat a Roosters side coming second last. I wouldn't say Penrith are back, in my opinion.
They're still coming third last.
They're coming third last, exactly. But look, they're back. Shout out to all our sponsors in Penrith as well. Go the Panthers. Look, it was a really good game. Watching this game, I was happy with the first half. I think results could have been a little bit different depending on certain calls, but we're not going to go into that because I've already roasted a couple of people in the group chat and it didn't go too well. Love you boys, of course, and it's just footy. Just footy, that's all it is. But yeah, I think if we're going to talk about consistency, we need to mention at least 1 or 2 of these because week after week we talk about referees getting it wrong.
Yep.
They've got crackdown on certain things, but they're not crackdown on others. So for me, watching it back, I can see the Edwards-Tedesco call as 50-50, and I get it from both sides. Something interesting I told you guys off air that Robbo mentioned was that the ball went to ground. So if Edwards was going for the ball, why did he make the tackle on Teddy around the arms? Very interesting. Good point. Very good point. It's fast when you're out there.
Yeah,
I think it's hard to stop.
Yeah.
I think that's something that the stats man shared with us. It is hard to stop your momentum when you are running across.
And in real time, it was so quick the way it happened.
It was, but if we're being consistent,
it doesn't stop the fact that
if we're being consistent, even if I don't think it was sin binnable, if other games are sin binnable, then it has to be.
Yeah.
Because they've got to keep that line of consistency. So if they're going to sin bin other teams for that, it has to be.
Yeah.
Whether I believe it is or not, if that's how you're going to officiate,
Yep.
then you have to do that every
Same,
game.
Yeah, consistent.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
The hip drop, that Butcher, really frustrated me because nothing was called. The game didn't even stop when it happened. Game didn't stop. Butcher was clutching his leg. They played on. No one put on report. No one sin-binned. They go down the end and score. Came out the next day. Mitch Kenny has been charged.
Cited, match review
Cited
committee.
with a hip drop.
Yep.
Which blows my mind because how can you do that the next day? Because that doesn't help the fans.
No.
It makes us more angry, if anything.
If anything, yeah.
It makes the fans more angry because you go, well, we knew that. We called that during the game. Our player now has an MCL and is probably gone for 6 to 8 weeks, even longer.
Minimum,
you know, and you know, Kenny got off scot-free during the game.
Yeah, during the game.
And again, they talk momentum's a big thing. You know, if he gets sin-binned at that point or we get a penalty, maybe we score a try, maybe we don't.
Yep.
But momentum's a big thing.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you our sponsors.
Have you ever wanted a snack but nothing seems to fill you up? Well, try Gibson Country Style Jerky today. With a variety of flavours, including teriyaki, honey soy and garlic, and pepper steak. Gibson's is the best jerky to satisfy those snack cravings. And now, if you use the code PODCAST, you'll get 10% off. Check them out on social media today or go to gibsoncountrystylejerky.com.au. Need to trim those hedges? Need to cut that grass but unsure how? Well, visit Koala Mowers today for all your lawn care needs. From mowers to whippersnippers and blowers too, Koala Mowers has you covered from the front yard to the back. Check them out on social media today or head over to Corrine Avenue and view their wide range in store. Koala Mowers, making lawn care easy without the hassle of having the correct qualifications.
Thank you once again to our sponsors.
And then the only other one I wanted to touch on was the escort penalty. So Roosters got penalised for an escort down one end. Literally the next set after the Roosters were up the other end, Cleary takes out Mark Nwanga and Tawaze without the ball.
Yep.
An escort penalty, no penalty, play on. Literally the next set after it happened.
Exact same thing, yeah.
And that blew my mind because it was like, it's not like it happened half an hour ago.
Yeah.
It happened 5 minutes ago.
It should be fresh, yeah.
And you're not calling it.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to make that an excuse because Roosters were poor through the middle. They were, and Penrith scored about 4 tries straight through the guts,
Yep.
which was poor from the Chooks. But it plays a part. As much as people say, don't blame the rest, blah, 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 momentum is a massive thing in rugby league, especially with how fast-paced the game is these days.
Yep.
We know that. But let's talk on Penrith, mate.
Yep.
Broken the streak, finally.
Yep.
5 losses in a
finally,
row, get their first win. Can they go on from here?
Oh, I guess we'll see. Yeah, they got a. They also have a tough game. Actually, no, they don't. They got Manly next week, so maybe not. Yeah, who knows? Yeah,
Who knows?
I don't know. Like they definitely look better. Of course, I don't think the Roosters made them look good or anything like that. Like I think they made them work, particularly for the first hour or so of the game.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, it was quite close before I think Talangi scored, and after that they kind of ran off with it. Yeah. They look good. Cleary got the all-time Panthers goal or point scoring record, which was awesome to see. Yeah, and
especially over Ryan Girdler,
Gerds,
who we know
yeah.
in the 2000s he dominated.
He's been a Penrith legend. Still is, yeah, probably still is.
I'd say so. Yeah, still.
And how good's that? But like they were saying, like the commentary was saying, like Cleary needs to stay like scoring the same amount of points for the next at least 6 years before he can challenge Cam Smith for a point scoring record like all time. That is huge.
I don't think he does. To be honest, like let's have a little chat about Cleary. I know this is a bit off topic, but I personally can't see Cleary staying at the Panthers forever. I really think Cleary may go to the Super League in a couple of years' time to be close to Mary.
Yeah, that's the talk, wasn't it? Yeah, maybe
I can really see it. I think he's done everything in the game. He's won 4 comps. He just probably needs to win an Origin series because I don't think he's done that yet.
Yeah.
Or he might have won his first one ever, like when he first played 2018 or something. But he really needs to dominate at Origin level to be considered that GOAT for me.
Yep.
He's won 4. He's won for Australia. Win Origin, and then I'll compare him to Joey Johns, where a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Joey Johns played in a Newcastle team that was woeful and made them good. He came back in 2005 for Origin for New South Wales after being in the Super League and won Origin for New South Wales. So when Cleary gets to that level, I definitely got him up there. Like he's a fantastic player, but I don't think we can draw those comparisons yet. But for me, I really think a couple more years, the way he's going, the trajectory is still high.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But
you know,
I could see him weaving. I really could.
Well, we
I
haven't
could see
seen him
doing
dominate a New South Wales game either, have we? Yeah,
No.
like he's kind of been in and out, and then
with
Moses
injury
came
as
back
well.
game 3. Yeah, well, Moses came back in game 3 last year,
Yeah, and
he
won
was
it.
easily the standout player. And I'm like, is he like the half? You know, like just.
hard,
And we'll
isn't
talk
it?
about Moses soon. Yeah, but
Yeah.
like, it's a hard pick. It's
That's a tough one. Josh, the Roosters, mate, can't string back-to-back wins together. We know, lost 8 players in the season. They're playing with reserve graders. And I think this is what people expected this year, mate. But I think the young guys are starting to gel, and it's good to see them getting a run.
Oh, yeah. No, I think your injuries are your main problem at the Roosters at the moment.
Sammy Walker's huge.
I don't think there's anything happening back at the house that could be
Nah.
hurting them. But, yeah, just those injuries really killed you this year. But in saying that, Connor Watson,
He's so good, eh?
what a player.
Oh, yeah.
75 minutes on field.
Yeah.
53 tackles, 1 missed tackle.
And he's averaging about 45 tackles a game.
And a try assist this game as well.
Yeah.
How good.
He's got to be in New South Wales again at
again,
14.
yeah.
He was there last year, and I could see him playing again.
It's solid last year.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
it
keeping
worries
up.
me because the Roosters are probably going to lose about 4 players to Origin time, and we're already second last, so not good. But let's jump into a bit of Sunday Arvo footy now. The Tits v the Ritz. What a game this was. Ritz getting it done 30-20. Seabuzz Super Stadium called the Raiders. I thought they'd get it done there. Dongle, it was all Titans early. They were up 16-0 at one stage.
Yeah, they sure were. Yeah, it was. You're absolutely right. They were looking
mate.
good, and then the Raiders just decided this is the game of footy.
footy.
We better show up, and then it was sort of one way traffic from there.
It
yeah.
was.
They weren't perfect. Like they didn't have like a perfect a completion record. I think I just read it was something like 78% or something like 74% or something like that. So like they still plenty of drop ball. Like a good game nonetheless. A couple of standouts. Though, like I do think obviously Hudson Young, like he
Again.
scored a double.
Again,
Double here. Yeah, so
He's the in-form second rower for me this season so far.
Yeah.
He's got to be. I mean, I still think Liam Martin and Crichton are going to be second rowers for New South Wales, but Young's got to be on the bench or close to starting.
definitely in the talks though, isn't he? Yeah, he's trying to score. He's not putting the foot out of place yet.
No.
But unless you're Smithies or something, you want to hit him with a wiffle bat. That'll be
Who knows?
something else. Yeah, get away from the hotel.
Josh, the Titans, it's now 3 losses in a row. They have such a good forward pack. You look at the likes of Tino, Mo Fotuaika, David Fifita obviously wasn't there in that game. But the forward pack is outstanding, and they've got a really balanced side across the park. And I know Jaden Campbell was a late exclusion. But what do you think's going wrong with the Titans? Because they started fast, they started hard, and then it was just like they ran out of gas.
To me, it looked just those little changes that they make, or that they have to make every single week. They're not. Well, the team's not gelling
Yeah.
with everyone. Like they'll gel with a couple of players, and then the following week, one of them pulls out with injury or a suspension. And I think the fact that they're all not playing every game together, that's what's killing them. And Campbell being pulled out late was always going to hurt.
And he's looking at 4 to 6 weeks, I heard. For me, I think they're going to move Brimson to fullback.
Yeah.
Jalen de Groot, as much as it's been great to see with no Kinney at the moment, Foran's due back, I think, in a week or two.
Yeah, I think Magic Round they said.
Yeah, so you move Foran to 6. Tommy Weaver was fine at 7. Didn't mind him there. But Brimson needs to go back to fullback, just dominate, because he's just not there at 5'8" at the moment.
No.
He still needs his hands on the ball, but I think at fullback, we know that that's his position. Plays really well there usually. So I would move Brimson to fullback, I think, moving forward. On the other hand, the Raiders, 3 in a row, looking really, really good at the moment. Sticky's got them going. Boys almost won a multi, cashed out, $112. Very happy with that.
If you do. Well done.
The only one I needed was Xavier Savage. Very shocking that a winger didn't score.
Yeah, right. It's usually the given.
I mean, one thing I will say for the Raiders, you can always have a forward from the Raiders to score a try.
Yeah, either Hudson or
Anytime.
Big Tapane.
Hudson,
Yeah, either one.
Tapane, Big Horse.
Yeah, the horse.
Can't believe he's not bad for a try as well.
Horse was the only one that hurt me.
Yes,
this week.
I know.
I was very.
I know. We both had Horse on, Big Red.
Yes. Horse, if you got over, that would have been a $5,000 payout for me.
Oh, that's all right.
Unforgivable.
Nah, we'll forgive him this time. He's redhead, mate.
Big red.
But let's jump into our second Sunday game now,
Let's.
mate. The Knights against the Cronulla Sharks. Sharkies 34-14.
Yeah.
Let's start off with you, Dongle. Now, Sharks dominated majority of this game. Knights getting a couple towards the back end.
Yep.
What were you impressed with in this win?
Impressed with, against Stone Street. I think he's really going well.
good double.
It sucks though because like
Don't want to say I called it.
yeah, you did. Yeah, you called double. Yeah, it sucks though because I know Katoa should be due to come back like shortly-ish. Yeah, the next few weeks at least. But you know we got to still leave Katoa in the spot somewhere. I think Hiroti also played a brilliant game as well. He's obviously filling in for Kyle Iro while he's out. So like. Got a good few good stacks there in the reserves, for the Sharks. You know, it's just a bit of a headache to where we're going to fit those players again. I think Kennedy played pretty well again.
Good again.
You know, so
He's
that was
been
good.
2 weeks in a row
Yeah,
now.
he's listening.
Starting to find
he's on to
out.
us.
He is.
He knows his positions. I
We,
forgot.
we just had to say Nico the fullback and he's kicked in.
Kennedy's just a sort of.
Avid listener.
The boys are on to me.
That's it.
Impressed with the way that 70 minutes of football again. Just the last 10 minutes, they just tend to. I need to just go on autopilot and switch off, and they let in
they're
2
up by
late tries.
20,
So,
but you don't like to see it. You want to see a team dominate for 80,
Yeah.
but I mean they were so far ahead it didn't really matter.
It wasn't like what was it, Manly last week? They almost lost it in the end, and they
They're not
lost
looking
obviously.
too bad, the Sharks. Like, your Sharks are going pretty well this year. And I think we all sort of suspected that.
Yeah.
I had them in the grand final at the start of the season. So, look, still going well. Saint, the Knights, mate. 3 losses in a row. We talk about them week in, week out at this rate. They've been outdone for the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
Mate, Adam O'Brien, now, I'm pretty sure that I said at the start of the season that him and Peyton would be the first coaches sacked in 2025. I'm going to stand to that. What do you think?
No, 100%.
It's got to be close.
If he's not first to go,
Yeah.
he's going to be second.
Yeah.
I think he'll go well before Peyton would.
Oh, yeah, now Cowboys are
Cowboys are
flying.
going well, yeah. But
I will say this though. Last week when we were giving our predictions, I did say Knights will score 3 this game.
Yeah.
you did,
Well done. Very good.
For the heebie-jeebies on it.
They only won by 20 because of you.
Yeah, that's
not
it.
30.
Oh, filthy.
But no, I don't know. I don't know if the Knights can pull it together.
There's just no attack, mate.
No.
Like, I don't know what has happened to Kaylin. I don't know what's going on with Ponga because everyone knows what he can do. He is a freak of nature. He knows how to play rugby league, but and it shouldn't all rely on him. But the fact that Newcastle is, it does.
Yeah.
It all relies on Kaylin. So if he's not firing, the team's not firing. Crossman went off with an injury, didn't help. But they've got to get this halves sorted. They've got to get this combination because this was their issue in 2024. Cogger was half, then Hastings was half, then Gamble was half. They've got a 5'8". Fletcher Sharp's killing it.
Yeah,
He's done
great,
really well
yeah.
since
He's
he's been
brilliant,
at 5'8".
yeah.
But finding a halfback for Sharp is their issue.
Yeah.
They've got no one. And unfortunately, no matter what's happened, whether Hastings has upset the apple cart, he is still the best halfback, in my opinion, out of those 3.
Yeah.
Out of Cogger, Gamble and Hastings needs to be the halfback. But he's still playing New South Wales Cup because he had a bit of a tiff with him and Adam O'Brien. But as a coach, you've got to get over that.
Yeah, big time,
You need to play your best players. And if Hastings, he's the most experienced half. He's played at the Chooks, he's played at Manly, he's played at he's played at some big clubs.
Yeah.
You've got to get Hastings back in. I think Knights fans moving forward want that as well. So interesting time. See what happens with Newcastle. It's not looking good at the moment.
No,
We do say that defence does win games, but sometimes defence does need to turn into offence.
Yeah,
it does.
You do need to score.
And the thing is, defence is an attitude.
Yeah.
So if you're running through a team and their defence is shit, their attitude's shit.
Yeah.
And at the moment, that's Newcastle.
Yeah.
The defence is an attitude. And shout out to all our Newcastle fans, because I really do like Newcastle. I do. Like, they're not a team that you call grubby or... like they're,
no.
Everyone's got a bit of a soft spot, but they're just not firing. And I'd love to hear from some Newcastle fans. Reach out and just let us know where you want them to go from here, because we're clueless at the moment. It's very interesting, isn't it? But to finish off the week, round 7... what a game today,
What a
boys.
game.
Easter Monday, Tigers v Eels. Eels getting the win. Now, 36-26. Was it 22? 36-22.
38.
38-22 it was. Fantastic. I had Eels 1-12. Did put up our prediction today. Eels 1-12. Adokar, May, and Katoga to score. I just missed Katoga. I had Adokar and May, they first 2 try scorers. That was so good. But look, shout out to the Eels. Credit where credit's due.
Yep.
Fantastic win for them. As a Chooks fan, very nervous now because they're on the same points as us.
Yep.
I think we're still second last, I believe.
Still second last, yeah.
Just. Eels are just lucky to have had 2 games of 50-plus points. For Tigers fans, I wasn't surprised by this performance, Dongle. With all the talk throughout the week, everything going on with Galvin, his management, I think it really derailed them, at least for this game.
Oh, yeah. It ruined the whole preparation for him, didn't it? Yeah, even the point where Luai had to come out and say, no, like, we're for the club. Like, it's us and the boys. You know, we're all about the club. If that's the way it is, that's the way it is. So it was sort of like, I don't know, like, it was kind of... Yeah, I'm not too surprised that that's how today ended up. Like, the scoreline definitely doesn't reflect the quality of the game and how close it was for such a long time there.
Yeah.
But, like, their preparation was just thrown right out the window, And like we said off air, like, Dewey, solid, definitely not his choice of position, I don't think,
like
anyways.
Him at centre. I like him at centre.
He's a centre,
Yeah, you get him the ball out there. You know he can kick if he needs to.
Yeah, big tall body. He gets over people.
At half. I mean, I wouldn't have... I don't really know why they moved Luai. Luai's been playing half all year, and then they moved him to 6 for this game.
Yeah.
I know he played 6 at Penrith, but he's been dominating as the main half, and Dewey can play 6. So I just think this game frustrated me because it looked like the Tigers of old.
Yeah.
It looked like how we had seen the Tigers the past 3 seasons in this game. The Eels got a lead, and the Tigers didn't know what to do. They struggled. As much as I hate to say it, they needed a Lockie Galvin.
Yeah.
They needed a young kid who has flamboyance and can play ab-lib footy. They needed that, and they didn't have that. And, you know, Tigers fans are going to hate that because of what happened during the week, but that's the truth
That's
of it.
what it is, yeah.
And again, it's the same as what I said with O'Brien. As much as there might be issues there, you need to play your best players.
Yep. Yeah.
And if he is your best player, if he's your best choice 5'8", you play him.
Yeah. Well, that's
play
it,
him.
They're making an example
Luai
of him.
says team
leaving him in-
first. Luai says team first.
Yeah.
So you play the best team
Put
first.
the team first, yeah. I don't think playing him in whether they're going to New South Wales Cup for the rest of the year or see his year out. Like, I don't think that's right.
Well,
I don't think it's the way for him at all. They'll definitely have him back sooner rather than later.
Well,
I don't know whether it's he has to come out and
We'll talk about it in talking points,
publicly
but
apologise or some
something-
shit.
Well,
but-
something came out today, and we'll get to that soon, but I don't think he'll be there even this year. I think he'll get an early release.
Yeah, there you go.
Saint, Eels, credit to them. Fantastic win. Thoughts on the game, mate?
Holy shit, Mitch Moses makes a difference
Oh,
in
he
that
does,
team.
doesn't he?
Yep.
Just his playmaking, his kicking ability.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but this game I really enjoyed watching the Eels.
Yeah. They were good, mate.
They were good.
I've enjoyed watching the Tigers this year.
Yeah.
This
so
game,
have I.
not so much. But watching this game for the Eels was really good.
It's funny you mentioned Mitch Moses, right? Because there's a few players in NRL that are super influential for their club. So Turbo for Manly, right? Manly lose when Turbo's not there. Moses is the same. Parramatta have won 1 game since he's been out.
Yeah.
First game back, they win.
They win. Yeah.
That's how
And they
influential
win
he is. It's
pretty
like Cleary with
convincingly,
Penrith.
yeah.
And there's a few teams in NRL like that, and the Eels are one of them. And Brown looks better when Moses is back. The whole team looks better. Adokar with a double. I mean, we know he was on the drugs last year, but he had so much speed in this game.
Yeah.
You know, he was on fire. So Little joke there for your Eels fans and Bulldogs fans from last season.
Yeah.
But he looked very quick.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's found his phone charger. That's all I can say.
That's it. Exactly.
Fully charged.
Yeah, fully charged, like an ever ready Energizer Bunny.
Energizer Bunny, yeah. Look at him go.
But look, yeah, credit to the Eels, fantastic, and what a way to finish off Easter.
Yeah, what a fucking game, yeah. Double sin
fantastic,
binning,
wasn't it?
like that was, it was, that had everything in that game, yeah.
Easter had everything, mate.
Yeah.
Lots of chocolate, some fantastic footy, great company. What
Yeah.
more can you ask for?
Another day off.
Maybe the Roosters win for you.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been nice, but it's okay. I was able to have a whinge, and that's the main thing. All right.
5-day weekend, maybe?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got that.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I mean, I'm off tomorrow, but just my back. Let's jump into our next part of the podcast. It is, of course, Dynamos and Dungs for round 7 now. What's the pick from? Saint, let's start off with you. Who's your Dynamo and Dung this week?
My Dynamo, it's got to go to the man that we just spoke about.
Yep.
Mitch Moses, with the impact in this game.
Yeah.
There were a couple of other names I was going through, but Moses has taken the cake after today's game.
Oh, for sure.
And my Dung, we don't hear this as often now. My Dung goes to the Storm.
Wow.
Blowing that
Yeah.
16-0 lead
It's fair.
against the Finns. Yes, Finns had a win previous week, but just Storm let them in and
mate.
they just closed the door as they walked out.
That's absolutely fair. I completely agree with you. Dongle, Dynamo and Dung.
Yeah, very, very, very similar to Josh there. Yeah, obviously Mitch Moses was fantastic. And I mentioned him before, Tyrell Sloan. I think he had a brilliant game for the Dogs there. I think he played excellent. And Dungs again going to cop the Knights. Poor guys are going to keep copping it.
Yeah.
When are they going to win? We just spoke about that. And again, just like Josh said, it's probably, I reckon, it's probably the only time that we're going to say this about the Storm this year. But I'm going to put them in the Dung as well. Yeah, but I don't think that this will continue for them though.
No.
They would have got the all-time spray. And business as usual. I reckon next week.
2 in that game.
Yep.
A couple of changes late.
Late changes, shifts. But doesn't take anything away from the Finns there. They were brilliant. Yeah. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about yourself?
Boys, Dynamos and Dungs for this week. Mitch Moses, fantastic shout. Again, Terrell May, carved up week after week. You're just going and going and going. I really love your shout earlier. Connor Watson, 52 tackles, 1 miss. I mean, in a losing side, that's what you need.
Yep.
But, man, I want to talk about, I spoke on him a little bit earlier, Isaiah Katoa.
Yeah.
He had a cracking game. To beat Melbourne and to do it at 22 years of age, and he just looked so calm and collected.
Yep.
He was incredible for me.
Yeah.
So he's my Dynamo this week. My Dung, I'm my team's harshest critic, so I'm throwing it to the Roosters again. I know I do this every second week at the moment, but I am our harshest critic because we beat Penrith earlier in the season. We just had to lay the same blueprint, and we didn't do that. Through the middle was poor, and I know I talk about it all the time. We've got young boys playing. I get that, but they're still professional footy players. They're still professional rugby league players now. They've played 7 games. They're into round 7. Most of these boys debuted round 1. They've been there all season. We had a great win against the Bronx last week. We needed to make a statement. We needed to make a statement that we can play footy this season. We're not going to be cellar dwellers, but that's how we're looking. And Billy Smith was out. You can see the impact, can't you?
Yeah, big time.
2 weeks in a row, I told you.
Him,
He scored 3 tries in 2 games. First week he's out. We lose.
Yep.
He is such a good player, and I think
everything that's
I really think the change for the Roosters is going to happen next week.
Yep.
Dom Young out, Mark Nwangani to Waze to wing, and Billy Smith to centre.
Yeah.
Because as much as I like Young, it's just not working at the moment for him.
Yeah.
On that wing. So, and I've spoken about it a lot this year. I thought Savala was still good, bit quieter this game, but I think they've really
they sort of
really worked on
They
him.
would have done their homework on him, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Edwards was kind of everywhere.
Yeah,
the back there, sort of marking those kicks that just really crippled the Brisbane,
Not
didn't they, last
like
week?
not like Walsh the week before. But they're my Dungs for this week. But let's jump into he's been doing it all game, sir. Of course, our suspension segment now. Not much to talk about. A couple of sin bins throughout the week. Today there was 3. 3 in the game today.
Yeah.
So pretty crazy. I think it was Kelman Tulagi was the first one, and he's looking at 3 weeks for that tackle today. So that was a shoulder charge.
Yeah.
Very
In the
interesting.
Opening minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Against Terrell May, of course.
Mitch Moses got a grab.
Yes, he did, but just a fine, wasn't it, for Moses? Taruva was also charged in that game as well. He got a fine. In the Seagulls game, Toa Sipley, he was referred to the judiciary following his side's loss. And, of course, Ryan Pappenhausen, he's pleaded not guilty to a grade 1 dangerous tackle. And, of course, the man we spoke about before, Mitch Kenny. He's accepted a 2-match ban. Now, that's got me going.
That puts the wind up, doesn't it? Yeah.
He has accepted a 2-match ban for a hip drop.
Yeah.
Which everyone was saying wasn't a hip drop.
Yeah.
Anyway, we won't go there.
We won't.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you our sponsors.
League Lids are an international company selling retro corduroy sports hats to make you the envy of all your friends. Head over to League Lids and check out their array of hats today and use our discount code RUCK10 for 10% off. Wanting to go to a game but having nothing to show of your favourite player? Well, now with Sports Heads, you can bring your favourite player alongside with you. With an array of core flute cutouts, Sports Heads have all your favourite players from every team covered. Custom designs are also available. Visit Sports Heads on their socials or at their website today and use the code RUCK10 for 10% off now.
Thank you once again to our sponsors.
And then we'll jump into niggling our injury segment for this week as well. Now, for injuries, I didn't see too many this week. I thought HIAs were kept.
Reece Walsh is a big one, yeah.
Was he a HIA?
No, knee.
Yeah.
I think he's 4 to 6. I was reading before. Yeah, PCL injury. Yeah.
And of course, as we spoke on before, Jaden Campbell, he's still out for 4 to 6 weeks, I believe it was as well.
Yep.
Phoenix Crosland, he was one that went down in the Knights game. Natty Butcher with an MCL, that'll be a big stint on the sideline. Luke Garner, Jake Howarth in that game as well for Melbourne Storm.
Tui Kamika,
ankle injury there. Max
Plath. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That was an interesting one. Plantar fascia, that's in the foot.
That's your foot injury.
Yeah, so be interesting to see what happens there. Harry Grant is 4 to 6 weeks now with that hemi. And again, we still haven't found the sniper. Hamstrings are still going down.
Still left, right and centre,
Crazy. Sean Lane
for Parramatta,
he's taking some time away from the game. So
I heard that,
interesting whether that's a mental health thing or what's going on there. Very interesting. And of course, Bulldogs rookie, this is really sad. Jack Todd, he suffered a small fracture in his right arm, is facing 8 to 10 weeks. Scored his first try 2 weeks ago against the Knights. Fantastic try as well.
Tamworth local too, isn't he?
And the big one, Jaden Campbell and David Fafita both out as well. So it'll be interesting to see when they are back. Fafita is a hamstring. And then Matt Feagai and Hamish Stewart, his was concussion. So a few injuries this week.
Did you mention your good friend Mark?
Mark Nwangani-Tawaze. He's fine, isn't he?
No. To be confirmed calf injury.
Oh, he just came back from one because he was out for a couple of weeks, 2 weeks with a calf injury. So not good for Mark Nwangani-Tawaze.
How are we going to say his name every week?
Who am I going to put in for a try scorer?
You just have to make a new segment up.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. But that's it for our... He's been doing it all game, sir, and niggling. We're going to jump into the Harry M's. Can you go into the chat where Harry sent them?
Oh, here we go.
Sorry,
Live.
just go into the chat. So Harry has dropped his Harry M's from round 4. Now, he obviously hasn't been here, but he's been keeping an update on them. So I'm just going to read them out. So from round 4, he gave 3 points AJ Brimson. His 2 was Luke Metcalf and his 1 was Jake Clifford. Round 5, his 3 was Grant Anderson. His 2 was Hudson Young and his 1 was Xavier Willison. Round 6, his 3 was the Hammer. His 2 was Hudson Young and his 1 was Tyrell Sloan. And round 7 this week, we've spoken about all 3 of them. This is crazy.
Yep.
3 was Isaiah Katoa, 2 was Mitch Moses, and 1 was Tyrell Sloan.
Wow.
So our dynamites this week
were
his 3 for Harry M's. He did tell me Payne Haas is leading, and Hudson Young has doubled up, which is massive for Harry because last year I think we had 1 double up and it came in round 24. It was 24 different players. So, look, fantastic stuff, Harry. We love your work, mate. He'll be back next week to do it himself, which will be fantastic.
Live in the flesh.
Love it. Harry M's, make sure you're listening. They're like the Daly M's, but a bit worse. Let's jump into a bit of wild fantasies now. Supercoach NRL Fantasy. Boys, nailed it this week. Supercoach, 12,070. I captained Terrell May. So
Yeah, okay. Say no more.
it was great. I mean, I wish I had a captain Cleary, got 90 odd.
Yep.
Terrell May got me. Terrell May in Supercoach got 101, so I got 202 as captain. But in fantasy, he got 83. Obviously, Supercoach more attacking, fantasy more defensive. And then in fantasy, Cleary got 93. So I had both of them, but if I had a captain Cleary, would have got a few more points.
Yeah.
So in fantasy, I got 922 this week, and then in Supercoach, I got 1,071. All my head-to-heads, sitting well in the league. Don't forget that our Supercoach Fantasy Comps are brought to you by SC Rings, best championship rings going around. Check them out, SC Rings on Facebook, Instagram, and on their website as well. And if you are in our Supercoach and Fantasy Comp, that is what you are playing for. Fantastic Super Bowl championship rings. They look amazing. They say champion on the side 2025. Look incredible, mate.
That's it.
Quite weighty too. So,
Good.
You always know they're
The
good if they're
stuff.
heavy.
Oh, love a heavy ring.
The proper stuff. So check out SC Rings. Boys, let's jump into a bit of the Profits preview. Now, round 8. Can you believe
Round
it?
8. Far
Round
out.
8 already.
Flying. It's almost rugby round 2, like 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Oh,
Next
right.
week. Next weekend. So after round 8, round 9 is Magic Round.
There we
which
go.
is crazy. So
Don't forget to vote. Yeah,
exactly. Let's jump into round 8. Of course, if you are tuning in for the first time, I'll ask the boys who they're going for. We'll do a score prediction and a couple of anytime try scorers. Remember, we are not experts apart from Dongle, so if he gets them wrong, I'll give you his address later.
That's it.
Let's start off with Thursday night footy of time recording, only 3 days away. How good
How
is
fucking
that?
good's that?
So good. They should do this all the time.
I love an Easter. How good is Easter?
Thursday to Monday every
How
week,
good.
I reckon. We start off with the Brisbane Broncos against the Doggies. Now,
Doggies.
boys, Broncos lost 2 on the trot. No Reece Walsh, we're assuming, for this game.
Yep.
Doggies undefeated. Oh, can we see an upset?
No.
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 Dogs
Flat
feud?
out. Flat no. Yeah. There is, Bulldogs by plenty. Yeah. I don't see how Brisbane, like the shit they've served up the last 2 weeks, how are they, unless something drastically changes this week, I don't see them doing much. I think the Dogs, I'm going to argue, Dogs by easily 13 plus. I think the Dogs are going to hold them to 0 again, 3 weeks in a row.
Wow.
That's my...
That's
Yeah.
a massive call, mate.
Put the
I
house
love
on
it.
it.
Yeah. Put the kennel on it.
Put the kettle on it. Oh,
Love it.
Woof, woof. Yeah, there we go.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Winston Neville. Good
Legend.
friend of the show.
Sounds like a good bloke.
He is.
Funny Winston.
Winston with a Y.
Winston with a Y.
But yeah, nice. So Dogs 13 plus for you, mate.
Dogs 13 plus. Hold on to the
Same
deal.
here, you got.
Yeah, no, I agree with some things that Ryan said.
It's a miracle.
Doggies going to get the win, but the Broncos are going to get in.
Oofed.
Maybe only for 1 or 2, but Doggies by 20.
I like it. Boys, this is tough for
Fine.
me. This is tough. You know, I can't help it.
He's a content
I
whore.
can't help it. You know, I need the clickbait.
You do?
It's all for the clickbait.
For the likes.
Who am I going to tip
Yeah.
this week?
Yeah.
The Dogs undefeated at the moment, but as I always say, and I am the prophet, as I say, the more you win, the closer you are to your first loss. And this could be the week for me. So in saying that, I'm going the Dogs. I think they'll get it done. I think the Broncos have been absolutely shite last couple of weeks. Shout out to Tim O'Connor from NRL Supercoach Off the Bench podcast. Great friend of the show, massive Broncos fan, and you know, just a shit team. So shout out to you, Timmy. I'm really sorry, mate, but 3 weeks in a row, your Bronx are going to lose. Well, he wanted a shout out, so I thought I'd give him one.
That's nice, yeah.
I know, it's lovely. Yeah. So I'll say Dogs by about 50 in this
50,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll absolutely fly.
Will they hold them to 0?
No,
Oh, that's
no, I don't
generous.
think so.
There you go.
I think. Look, I can see it being tight
Yeah.
for about the first 5 minutes, and then I think Dogs run away. So, yeah, I'll go Dogs by plenty. I'm going to go Jacob Preston's always good for a try.
Yep.
I'm going to back him in for a double in this game.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm going to go Jesse Arthurs for a double too. I think Broncos scored 2 tries and that's it.
Yeah.
So there you go, they're my doubles. Let's jump into our first Friday game, Anzac Day. Always, for Josh and I, special day on the calendar, not just personally, but our footy teams. Roosters Dragons every year, has been for a long time now. Always a special day, always a great contest too. And again, it's like the Roosters Rabbits game. You throw form guide out the window because it's such a big occasion and a big moment. You don't know who's going to win this one.
No.
It's always really tough. We'll start off with you, Dongle,
Yep.
because obviously we're the incumbents for this game. But we'll start off with you, mate. Who you got in this one?
It's hard. It is hard. Like you just mentioned, it's always a different game. Yeah, like we can't look at the form the last few weeks of the Roosters, like we can't look at the form the last few weeks of the Dragons. In saying that, I do like the draw.
Very nice.
He's going to proper sit on this fence.
There's a draw every week now. We had a draw last week. I had one a few weeks ago.
No, I'm going to the Roosters here. Yeah, I do think. Sorry, dude.
like
Roosters
it.
by 2. I think it'll be such a tight game like
Billy
that.
Smith will be back too.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah, it's Roosters by 2.
Natty Butcher out, but that's all right.
Roosters by 2. You're not changing my mind here, mate. I've been easily swayed the last few weeks. I will not be swayed. Yeah, Roosters by 2. Okay, I'm going to say it one more time.
Very nice.
Roosters by 2 points.
Give us a try scorer.
You can say it for me. Noah Waka.
Mark Nwanga need to ask that. If he plays.
If he plays.
If he
yeah,
plays.
there we go. If he does play, put him on.
Oh,
Put the house on it.
absolutely. I
Hat-trick.
love it. Put the chook pen on it. Josh, of course, down the Dragons, mate. Take us through who you got.
Yeah, just looking back at the last few years at the Anzac Day game, and
It's been great.
the Roosters have come out on top for the last 3-4 years now.
Last year, especially 60 to 18. Just like to bring that up.
Yeah.
I was there. It's beautiful.
But
You got to back him in, mate. You got to back your team in. Come on.
yeah, I'm not a trader.
Yeah, it's Anzac Day.
Dragons by I'm gonna say Dragons by 6.
Oh, I like it.
By 1 converted try.
I like it.
Ginger from Gerringong.
Dylan Egan.
Dylan Egan.
Dylan Egan for a
Big
try. He upset me this week.
The
He
real
scored
redhead.
this week. I
Yeah.
backed him in, but that's all right. Of course, I'm going on the Chooks now. As we said before, Anzac Day, massive occasion. Last year was a massive score, but again, our team's not the same as it was last year. I think Roosters can get it done. Boys, I'm going Roosters by a field goal. 1 point in it. A couple of years ago, 2023, Roosters won by a field goal. Sammy Walker. I'm going the young gun, Hugo Savala, to kick his first field goal in the NRL and win 25-24. That's my score prediction as well. I'm going to back in the Fahu White, our big front rower, to score any time in this one. Let's jump into our next Anzac Day game. The Warriors against the Knights. Now, bit of a shame. It used to always be Warriors Storm, which we used to love. Of course, the massive hoodoo game.
Yep.
Warriors Storm,
Yeah,
of
the
course.
bogey team.
Yep, the bogey team. But now it's a new bogey team, Warriors Knights.
Nice. I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah.
Apollo Project Stadium. I'm assuming that's in
It's in Christchurch.
New
I
Zealand.
just looked it up.
Christchurch,
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
So, a home game for the Warriors, essentially.
Yep.
Saint, we'll start off with you. Who you got?
I got Luz. Just
Killing it.
off this, the game that they played this weekend, it was a tough one for them.
Yeah.
But I'm still going the Lars, especially with the Knights' performances the last few weeks since they came back from the bye. And I'm going to say it, Knights get in for 4.
He's going up one each week.
Yeah.
Jeez, how many did the Warriors get then? 4's 24 points.
The Lars go in for 10.
Oh, 10
High
tries.
scoring affair.
Jesus.
This is a good game.
I'll be putting a multi on that one.
Knights defense just too
I got money left over.
Yeah, nice. It's about shit, isn't it? Yeah, you can't tip on them, eh?
Yeah,
Like
it's
they
hard.
do make it hard.
The
Particularly
Knights are going terrible,
yeah.
mate. So who you got?
I'm going to go to the Wars. I'm going on the Wars. And I'm going to predict that Lukey Metcalf's going to go home, do his homework, and he's going to have a 100% conversion rate this week.
Whoa.
I reckon he's kicking all the goals.
Mate, what's going on with you? I love this.
Yeah,
you
it's
got
good.
you got all the bold calls tonight.
I'm doing it, mate.
Very good, mate.
Just finding my
Start
groove.
calling you Nathan Hindmarsh, eh? I'm just loving that.
Me and we've won the same amount of premierships, me and Hindy. Did you know that?
0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Me too, actually. I mean, we're talking junior footy now.
1-1.
I mean, when I was 13.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, it counts, yeah.
Prodigy, mate. Prodigy. Anyway,
I would have gone pro if it wasn't for me knee. Yeah,
I love it. So Warriors for you.
yeah I got the Warriors, yeah. Warriors, I reckon they do it easy, yeah. And Metcalf, yeah. I reckon he's, 100% conversion rate. I reckon he'll
There's
get
another
it
one,
done.
boys. You know me. I have a soft spot for the Knights. I really do. I know. I just think the Knights are so high on Adam O'Brien. I got a question for you guys. So if Knights lose this game, surely O'Brien's coached his last game. That's 4 losses in a row. Over the past couple of seasons, the Knights haven't set the world alight. Is four the tipping point? Do you think is four in a
No.
row the tipping point?
Yeah, I
They'll
don't
give him
think
a magic round and that's
yeah. The writing's not on the wall yet. Like
One
if
more
it's on the wall-
holiday.
Yeah, I reckon
One more holiday to Queensland.
Hold out, yeah.
One more holiday to Magic Round. They'll pay for it, and then that's your last Magic
Yeah.
Round.
No one's really said yet. Oh, Adam O'Brien. Yeah, and that's usually when it starts, when the media starts their shit
But
talk about.
I think
yeah.
I think it'll be internal.
Yeah.
Internal at the moment. I reckon the playing group are a bit off him. Yeah. Look, I don't know, but in saying that,
Yep.
I always love an underdog story, but not in this game. I'm going the
this
Warriors.
game, Warriors.
I think they win at home. I think they'll win convincingly. I'm going to say Warriors by about 16 points in this one. I'm going to jump. I really liked it last week, and he got close a couple of times. Mitchie Barnett for a try anytime. I think through the Knights middles, he can. Aaron Clark as well. Throw them in for a multi, both of them boys. That'd be wonderful. We get 3 games on Anzac Day, which is absolutely fantastic. It's Melbourne Storm against the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Now, Storm off the back of a loss, a bad loss to the Finns as well.
Yep.
We know Bellamy's going to have them fired up. The Bunnies off a bad loss to the Dogs. We know Bennett's going to have them fired up.
Yeah.
They've got a great record against each other, the old Wiley coaches. In saying that, mate, who you got?
It's going to be a great game. It's going to be hard. Well, if it was in, was it a core? If it was at Allianz or something like that, like closer to home, I'd probably lean more towards the Rabbitohs mainly. But being it is at Amy Park, you're right. Both teams are going to be up for it. I don't think the Storm are going to have like kind of that clunky preparation with a few last minute changes again. I think they're going to have their team sorted. They're going to know who's playing. Everyone's going to know their position. This is what you're fucking doing this week. And it's not going to change. I think they're going to be business as usual, Melbourne.
Is this the week, boys, where the favourites actually start to win and we're not seeing all upsets?
Well, I got 6 this week, so like
That's a pretty good week.
Starting to take a bit of shape.
There were still a few upsets this week.
there were,
so you must have tipped a couple of upsets because like Eels today and then Dolphins obviously against Storm.
Yep.
I think they were the main two.
Yeah,
But
I did change mine from the show. Yeah,
yeah,
when I tipped at home. Yeah, so
how
I
dare
know.
you?
Yeah,
But yeah,
I feel
I
like
love
the
it,
team
mate.
list or something came out on a Monday.
So Storm for you.
I reckon Storm. Yeah, Storm
beautiful.
in a close one. Yeah, like perhaps Golden Point. Maybe like that'd be great to see.
Oh, I like it.
I don't know. I'm gonna be.
That would
was
be good on
Anzac
Anzac Day.
Oh, I'm
It'd
gonna
be
be
lovely on Anzac Day.
fuck-eyed at that time. So, not gonna lie.
He won't. He's just joking.
Responsibly.
Yes, of course. At the dawn service,
At the door service. Yeah.
lest we forget.
I'm on a flight actually on Anzac Day.
Oh,
I'll be
very
on the
nice.
Gold Coast. Yeah.
Love it.
I'll be wearing on my podcast gear.
Oh, good. You
Makes
better.
feel better.
Better be.
On
Yeah,
the
it does,
podcast Royale.
does.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
there with all handing out some.
Very.
There we go,
Yes,
mate.
I'll give you some cards to take.
Yeah,
Anyway,
see?
we're getting off track.
Networking.
Here. So there's a Storm for you, mate.
Storm, mate, yeah,
Say
Storm.
who you got.
Can you come back to me, Joe?
I can come back to you, of course. It's Melbourne for me. I think they get it done. I think they bounce back in this one. No Harry Grant, but I think Bellamy will get the most out of their loss last week. They don't want to be spat at again. They don't want to keep wiping the drool off their faces every time he spits at them. So I think Storm get this done. I'm going to say Storm in a time. I'll say Storm by about 8 in this one. I think the Bunnies will be better for the run. I'm going to back Latrell in for a try. And for the Storm, I'm going to back Pappenhausen in for a double in this. All right, it's your turn, mate. Who you got?
Well, I just flipped a coin. That's how.
Is that what that noise was?
That's how hard it was for me.
Really?
Yeah. I think the Bunnies won't let it go. Won't let it get to 3 losses in a row.
Do it.
I'm going the Bunnies.
$4.10. Yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
all right. I mean,
That's
hey,
huge.
now that I've seen that, the gambler inside me
Wow.
says, mate, that's fantastic.
That's good
very
actually.
juicy.
Yeah, they're going to show
Bunnies
up.
by
I reckon
2.
it's going to be a great
Bunnies
game.
by
Yeah.
2, I like it. Jeez, that is a bold call. There's always some sort of controversy on this show, isn't there?
Yes.
Let's jump into our Saturday
for it.
game. The first game, my favourite stadium in Queensland, Country Bank Arena. The North Queensland Cowboys taking on the Gold Coast Titans. Cowboys off the bye. Let's start off with you, Saint. Who you got in this one?
I don't see the Titans winning. I don't see them winning this week. Possibly
What if Foreign's
following
back?
week.
Yeah, he said on Fox League on Friday night, I think he was commentating, he said, when did they play? They played Saturday, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said on Saturday night, he'll be back for Magic Round, he thinks, yeah. So,
Yeah. Oh, not this week.
No. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
run.
cool.
Yeah, 9.
Still one more.
Even if he was back, I still wouldn't back the Titans in this game. Cowboys are just looking strong.
Yeah.
I'm going Cowboys by 4. I'm going to go Cowboys by 14.
I like it, mate. Dongle, Cowboys 3 wins in a row. Can they make it 4?
Coming off the bye as well. Yeah, it'll be a good game. I hope they do. Like, I am going to tip the Cowboys here. 1 to 12 though. I don't think the Gold Coast are. Oh, hopefully they don't get walked over again. Like it is always disappointing to see, you know. But yeah, I do like Cowboys. I reckon they're going to be good. I reckon Purdue again gets over. I think he possibly gets a double this week. Yeah, he's just a try scoring machine. Yeah, he's Shelby in all of my multis this week.
too.
I quite a massive fan of Jackson Purdue. Yeah, so yeah, put the house on him responsibly.
Love it, mate. I've got nothing from Queensland.
Put the cowboy hat on.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Put the cowboy on him. It's the Cowboys for me too.
Yeah, Cobra.
I just think with the Titans, with Campbell out for feeder, I don't know if they can get it done. I know they started well against the Raiders, but Cowboys off a bye, I think they'll be too strong. I'll also back it in a tight one. I'll say Cowboys by 10. Purdue always in for a try. Scotty Drinkwater as well. And I'll throw AJ Brimson. I think they'll make the move and move him to fullback very soon.
Yep.
Maybe not this game, but he'll still score at 5'8" if he is there. For me, we'll jump into our second Saturday game. It's the Penny Panthers against the Manly Seagulls. Now, Panthers back into form last week. This one is at Combank Stadium, I believe. Of course.
Yeah.
It should be Panthers' home game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, Combank.
Combank Stadium, so back at home. Of course, Brian To'o's still out. Mitch Kenny, 2-week suspension. For the Seagulls, not really many changes. I think it was just simply waiting on to hear at the judiciary. Saint, who you got?
I'm going Manly this game. Yeah, I don't like to say it, especially with a good mate of mine, or a good mate of ours, the international cricket sensation. He's going to kill me for this, but yeah, Manly.
He's not here this week. He doesn't listen. It's all right.
I'm supposed to be in bed. We throw a shade.
Manly to get up, Talau, Brooks, and Cherry Evans to go in.
Far out. This guy is on. Got money to burn. I love it. Dongle, who you got?
Had a good week. I'm also going Manly. Yeah, I think Mitch Kenny was.
What does that say about the Roosters?
Yeah.
Well, we know what it says about the Roosters.
Well, you know.
No more.
Sorry.
You didn't say anything else.
No, I just think Manly.
Yeah.
You know, they've had a couple of shit weeks, a couple of upsets. We spoke about, you know, what are they going to do from here going forward. I think they turn it around this week. I'm not. Penrith are good on Saturday night. Not convinced that they're quite back just yet. Unless if obviously they beat Manly and they do it convincingly again, then I think it's safe to say they might start their march up the ladder. But I'm just going to go Manly here. Yeah, I think it's a safe bet. 345.
I think Mitch Kenny is huge for them.
Yep.
When he was out against the Bunnies and Somerton played hooker, they looked lost.
Yeah.
It's a huge shout. I mean, and I tend to agree.
Yeah.
I'll go Penrith just based off last week.
Sweet, so Manly are winning.
And with how Manly are playing, I'll back Penrith in. I usually don't tip them, so this is rare for me, but I can't see them losing too many more. I think if there's a team that can make the 8 from being so far down, it's Penrith.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to back them in to win in this one. I'm going to back them in to win by 2 points. Really tight game. And I'm going to back Cleary for a try, and I'm going to throw Cherry Evans for a try, the halfbacks.
Yep.
Both for a try each.
That. That's good.
Jump into some Sunday Arvo footy. Canberra Raiders against the Dolphins. GIO Stadium in Canberra. Both of these teams looking good. This one is a toss of a coin because these teams are absolutely flying at the moment. So to help us make sense of it, Dongle, we'll start with you.
All right. Yeah, beauty. I'm just straight up Finn's baby.
Love it. Love it.
I think they're great. If they take the form like they did on when they play Friday, if they take that into next Sunday here against Canberra, I think they'll get it done fairly well. Canberra were quite clunky, even though they got a good win. They got put 30 on Titans there. Yeah, they still let in 20. Hard one. It is hard because it is in Canberra. I think that's why the Dolphins are the outsiders here. Yeah, but I do think the Dolphins are coming into being one of the form teams of the comp at the moment. I certainly want to be playing them in the next couple of weeks. And first 4 rounds, why not?
I'd hate to play the Magic round.
Yeah. Oh, is something happening there? Is it? Yeah. Oh dear.
Roosters Dolphins.
Roosters Dolphins. Yeah. And look, I like the hammer here. I'm going to hammer scores a double. And I reckon Hudson Young will get over again too. He's
that's a given.
Almost a given, nowadays, isn't he? Yeah. So let's do that.
Beautiful. Saint.
I got the Raiders here. At home. Their home crowd. Yeah, it's just going to be, I don't know, Raiders by maybe maybe 4.
Yep.
And go Youngie for 2.
I like him, man. He's so good for a try, isn't he? The Raiders are the team. Little side topic. The Raiders are the team I usually win multis on because they score so
They're
many
always
points
high.
and they score quickly.
Yeah.
So I won a grand last year and I had like 5 Raiders try scores and they all scored. Like it's always a game. I cashed out in this one. Like they're always scoring. It's great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna back the Finns in as well. I really like what I've seen from them. I'll back them in a really tight game. Finns by 4, 1 try in it. I love seeing what I've seen from Katoa so far, but I'm going to back Cody Nicarima in for a try and Jake Averillo for a double in this game.
Yeah, okay, yep.
And for the Raiders, I've got to give a couple of try scorers in here. Savage will get one, Chris will get one, and I believe Ethan Strange will bag one as well. So throw that
He's
on.
in a bit of form too, isn't he?
Yeah,
Last
he
2
scored
weeks
a really good try as well on the weekend. And we jump into what are
last
we?
game, yeah.
Yep, Sunday footy as well. The West Tigers against the Cronulla Sharks. Leichhardt Oval, returning home. Going to be a fantastic game. We'll start off with you, Saint. Who you got?
Do it.
I don't know if I want to keep Ryan as a friend or Luke as a friend.
It's a tough one to keep. This is another toss of the coin. Sunday footy, reckon us.
You know what? I'm going to back the Sharkies here. Sorry, Luke.
Sorry, he doesn't
Not
listen
really.
either.
Not
Yeah,
really.
Okay.
he doesn't listen. He doesn't listen.
But yeah,
Fuck you, Luke.
Sharkies in and Stone Street.
Yeah, nice.
Stone Street in
Yep.
3.
Oh,
Three.
hat trick.
Oh,
Now that's a big call. Dongle, who you got?
I'm gonna go tight. No, Sharks, mate. Yeah, I got the Sharks to go in. I reckon it does depend. Like a lot of it, like it could be like relatively close. I reckon if Galvin does come back and play, it won't be as $3-1. I think it's a bit stiff there for the Tigers. I think they've been pretty hard done by there. $1.39 for Cronulla, all the early money there, but
$3. That
Yeah.
is juicy.
that is That's I guess
Tigers.
this is assuming Galvin's not playing, but
Yeah.
he'll probably make his way back on the team surely. Yeah, if he's not fucking off already. Yeah, I reckon Cronulla they get it done. I reckon I'd like to say fairly convincingly, or I reckon they'll turn up for 70 minutes and then the game will be a nice 1-12 for me, yeah. So
very
Sharkies
nice.
1-12 here, yeah. Couple of scorers. I'm going to go Hines here. Yeah, I reckon Hines will get over the line.
Yeah.
I reckon he's going to score 1. And of course, my man Nicara, I reckon he's going to get over as well.
Best whole runner in the game. Now, obviously, I tipped against the Tigers last week based off the Galvin news. I think they'll be a bit more settled this week.
Yep.
Interesting game because I don't think they pick Galvin I don't think he plays another game for the Tigers, to be fair.
Yeah, okay.
I think he'll get an early release, but we'll talk about that soon. I'm really tempted to tip the Sharks based on their form, but I'm going to back the Tigers in this game.
Yeah.
Leichhardt Oval, Sunday afternoon, Leichhardt 4:05. I mean, that's a dream for Tigers fans.
Yep.
I'm going to back him in. I think the week that will be finished. The Galvin stuff, he'll be at Wentworthville, he'll be playing for the Magpies. Everything will be settled at the Tigers. They'll come out, they'll have a big game. I'll back the Tigers in a tight one. Tigers field goal in this game. Luai to kick it.
Luai, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that. A couple of try scorers. I'll say Stafford Toa and Stone Street for a double in this game. But that's it for Profits Preview for round 8. Now, of course, we are not experts and take what we say with a grain of salt because it's usually completely wrong.
No, it's not.
Sorry, apart from Ryan, he's an absolute expert. We call him the guru. But let's jump into our next part of the podcast. Of course, it's now time for Lucky Ruckies. Don't forget you can contact us at our email, ruckinfringementpod@gmail.com, or on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Jump into our inbox, our DMs. All we want to hear from you is your funniest rugby league story. It can either have happened to you or what you've seen as well. If we like it, we'll deliberate with the boys, and if we like it, there are lots of prizes up for grabs. You win some sweet Ruck Infringement bottle openers that I've got. There's some mugs coming out as well. So get in contact with us, send through your funniest story, and become a Lucky Rucky today. All right, boys, it's now time for talking points. We get a bit serious now on the pod. If you are watching at home on the YouTube or listening to the audio, get yourself a cup of coffee, get a blanket, cozy in, because we're about to get serious and talk some rugby league.
Should you lower your voice?
I will, yeah.
We're going to get serious.
ASMR. All right. Our first talking point.
Edit that.
Lockie Galvin, of course.
Yes.
Now, it came out yesterday, time of recording, that Galvin's management have put in a legal case about the bullying. So
Right.
the bullying from the team, and they're going to take it to court because they feel that their client had been bullied. I think they went through the RLPA as well, the Rugby League Players Association.
Okay.
And then today, I saw this interestingly enough after the game. Two of the younger players in the squad, I forget the names, but they've also come out talking about the bullying as well and saying that they've felt bullied in the Tigers environment
Tigers.
as well.
Okay.
So
Are they Tigers players or
they
Wendy
play for
players?
them, but
Okay, yeah.
one of them I don't think has played, but one has played a handful of
Okay.
games.
Yep.
Some young guys. So really interesting there with what Galvin's management. I think because they've gone down this path, this is why I'm saying that he won't play another game.
Yeah, I didn't realise that. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
so
not then. Yeah,
no, if they've gone legal, I think that's it.
Yeah,
I think
right,
Galvin's
right,
done. The Dogs today pulled out as well.
Yep.
So Gus said they're not interested. We know Gus has a bit of facade to him, but I think they're generally not interested.
Yep.
I think at the moment the landing spot for him is Parramatta now.
Parramatta.
I
Yep.
don't think there's really anyone else chasing. I think it's all set for Parramatta. They need a 5'8". It's logical. It makes sense.
Yep.
Be really interesting to see what happens with this. The legal stuff really annoys me because to me it's sort of like if you're going down this path, I think it's actually going to deter teams. Like if I was a club, I'd go, I don't want that kid playing for my
baggage,
club.
yeah. That
like
is,
if he's going to go legal every time something happens, I don't want him playing for my club. So this could actually be a detriment to Galvin and even his contract at Parramatta if he doesn't have one already. This could be a real detriment to him. I don't know what your thoughts are on it, Dongle, at the moment, or
It could also be like a bit of a statement to say, okay, well, if it does go far enough, if they put a complaint in, and if it goes like completely official and it goes that legal route, whether it's okay, well, we'll just cut ties now, pay us out, and I'll go play the rest of the year at the Eels, which is probably the Maggies. Yeah, I just think he'll. I think it's one way to get yourself cut from the team, just to go and say, okay, well, I'm going to go play for the Eels now,
definitely.
because I think didn't they say that they weren't going to release him for a while there, and now they're
and
then they dropped him, and then
the Tigers said that they wouldn't be releasing him until after the 2026 season. But we've been around rugby league long enough to know that that's not the case. I mean, you're not going to have especially a player who's going legal. You're not even if he's your best player.
Yep.
Like one of your best players, you either play him or he's not playing for your club. Like
that's it,
you're not sitting him in reserve grade every week, like just to spite him. Like, and that's not good people management either from the Tigers. Like if they do that, it's pretty poor as well.
Yep.
Because you want as much as you don't want what's best for him, you still want what's best for his game.
Yes.
And that's playing rugby league.
Yeah.
So,
interesting to say that. Yeah, like it has been. It's just played out like just like a dumpster fire. Yeah, the whole thing has just been derailed there. We should call a Sir that. It's great.
We should. I know. What a name, hey? They tell me I'm the host with the most, mate.
Definitely is, yeah.
Most shit to say.
Shit to say.
Yeah.
Dribbling.
Shit, that was it.
Dribbling out. Corner of your mouth hole.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting for Lockie Galvin at the moment. Saint, any thoughts on the matter?
I just think that Galvin's management, like the team that he's got behind him, they're doing the wrong thing by him.
Yeah.
And
Isaac Moses, he's got a history of it, unfortunately.
I reckon they should just drop it now and let him play some footy.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
he needs to do.
Yeah.
He needs to get back on that field, show everyone what he can do, show everyone what he is worth, and then go from there.
But you could see it today, couldn't you? You could see it. I mean, that's why I said it during the week, and we've talked in our group chat all week about it, and like Tigers fans were all saying, "Oh no, like we'll still win without him."
No,
they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't, and I don't know if that's a statement on just how the week was, or whether Galvin is just a better player than Dewey. Like I don't know what it was, but you could see that the team, who was really quiet? Taruva.
Yeah.
And he was one of the ones accused of bullying,
Yeah.
which I found really interesting. He got accused during the week of bullying with that post he put up saying, "Here comes the money man," and Galvin's bag. And then he had a really quiet game. So
It'd be
Until he got sent off,
had he But had he been spoken to is what I'm saying, before the game, has there been stuff said already? We'll never know.
It'd be good to hear if anything happened like this between Taruva and any of the players at the Panthers.
Yeah.
If anything has, something's got to happen with Taruva.
Yeah. Yeah, for
There
sure.
has to be some sort of reprimand on it.
I think he enjoyed his time at Penrith. I don't think there was any hard feelings, although that's off
There's
Stuff can be...
There's all the hypocrisy side of it too,
There's a few off-air things.
There's all the hypocrisy side of it too, being the money man. Like, he obviously left Penrith to obviously wanted a bit, obviously wanted more money. And like, don't you all though? Like, you have a very limited time in rugby league to make money. Yeah, like, as if you wouldn't go and play more.
All the people saying Luai came out and said, team first, and everyone's going, oh, but you left for more money. But Penrith didn't offer him. Penrith only offered him $800,000 to stay.
Yeah.
Because all their money was going to Cleary.
Yeah.
Like, I completely get it from Luai's point of view. He's gone to a club for $400,000 more. He's already won 4 comps. He's done it all.
Yeah,
like, Luai could retire now and he'd retire as a champion. He'd retire as a legend.
Be a singer, apparently,
Like, he's won 4 comps. He's won it for Samoa. He's won for New South Wales.
Yep.
Like, he's done it all in the game
heaps,
already.
Yeah.
So why not go to a club and try and make them do better? And he's started that.
He's doing that already,
Very well. But anyway, we'll talk about Galvin. We'll finish off Galvin stuff there. The next one, boys, Jai Arrow versus Doggies fans. Now, don't know if you guys saw this during the week. Jai Arrow was on the bench and a Doggies fan started going off at him. Apparently, he said he was just giving him a love heart. Just showing him a love heart. And Jai Arrow was going off. And now,
he was
Josh
fucking
Mansour
raging.
was talking on Triple M today, and he said, because he played at South for a little bit, the Source, and he said it was very uncharacteristic of Jai. He said Jai cops ribbings all day from Cody Walker, like Cody's a pest, and Jai handles everything very, very well. And he said it was very weird to see Jai go off like that.
Yeah.
And Jai said to him, it was just so much emotion, being Good Friday of the game.
Yeah, okay.
Everything in it. It was just emotion got the better of him.
Yeah.
So it was good for Jai to admit that.
Yep. Obviously, shit looked
I mean,
there,
look,
wasn't it? Yeah.
I don't personally think the fans have done anything wrong. Like, that's fans.
Yeah.
And as a professional footy player, if you can't handle a fan calling, like, your shit or, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Like obviously, we don't condone racism and things like that. But I've been at games where you're like, oh, the ref's a wanker, or like, you're yelling stuff out all the time. That's fans. And that's footy to me. Play on. I think Jai got a bit out of hand going back at the crowd. I don't know what your thoughts were.
Yeah, like, obviously everyone gets the phone out when you started blowing up. Like, until we know, like, what was said or what happened or what it was, like, there was a couple of, like, I was reading a bunch of the comments to try and find out what was going on, and all the Rabbitohs fans are saying, look, they were throwing shit at him. Jai didn't come out and say that, obviously no one's throwing it. But, like, if they're just saying, oh, this guy was just giving him love hearts, like, as if you're going to blow up if someone's just standing there doing, like, these ones to you. Like,
even with
obviously
emotion.
something's happened,
that's right.
I guess we'll never know, I think Jai's done really well the way he's handled it after.
I'll
he's
message Molly. Molly will let me know.
Yeah, big time,
I'll text him.
Let's do it.
First name. First name basis.
First name basis.
Yeah, that's right.
His name's John,
Shout
isn't
out
it?
to Tony.
Oh,
Shout out to Tony, the mole.
Tony Mole. Yeah, I think Jai handled it well. Like, after the fact, obviously, where he come out and said, "Yeah, look, emotions were high. Like, this is what's happened." He just wants to sweep it under the rug and move on. And I think we will. Yeah, we won't be talking about it this time next week. I think it'll all be over. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And look, it'd be interesting to see. I don't think much will come of it. Apparently, the police approach the Doggies fans. One thing I would say, if the NRL do listen, is that I don't think the fan deserves a ban. No. I don't think he deserves a ban at all. I don't think there was much in it. I think, look, it's Good Friday. We know the emotion that was in the game. It's a Doggies fan being a Doggies fan. I think play on, in my opinion.
I think so, yeah.
The next one, boys, Panthers break the losing streak. We spoke a bit about that, but let's move on to the next talking point. One I really want to get your boys' opinions on. I've written coaches under pressure. Now, we spoke a bit before about Adam O'Brien, Toddy Payton. I would say Christian Wolf would have been, but it's also his first year as Dolphins coach.
Yeah.
So you probably give a coach a year anyway
to
settle in. Same with Riles. As much as Eels are coming last, it's Riles' first year as coach.
Yeah.
He's not going to get the sack in his first season.
He had a disjointed start with Dylan Brown and Moses.
And he's trying to get the players to buy into his system. So, he's not going to get the sack. I think the coach is under most pressure at the moment for me. Adam O'Brien's going to be number one. Knight's 3 in a row now. a lot of people will say Trent Robinson, but I think his record precedes him.
Yeah, no, that's like if Melbourne were coming last.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
You know, Robbo's been coaching the Roosters now for 13 seasons, so since 2013, right? 12 seasons, sorry. Since 2013, he's won 3 premierships, 4 minor premierships, and he's been in the finals every year but 2016. So I think with a coach of that caliber, he's not
going anywhere. Yeah,
you're not
unless
looking at
something
it.
drastic
Yeah.
happens. Yeah, if they.
Yeah, I still don't think.
know,
I think even if we got the spoon this year, they wouldn't sack Robbo. I think
they owe it to
I think
him,
they're
yeah.
building
There's a
for
bit of
next
loyalty
year
there.
as well
Yeah,
with possibly the Cherry Evans and
DCE thing,
Robson and all that.
Galvin's linked there as well. And,
But boys,
so
do we
is everyone
think
else.
it's is O'Brien the probably the first man to go?
I think I'd agree. What do you reckon, Josh?
Yeah, another name I'd really throw out there. Just the fact that he can't replace Turbo is Seabold.
Yeah.
I don't think of that actually. Yeah, that's good.
With Turbo being very injury prone, you've got to have that backup, and they don't. And is that on him for not being able to train his players to take after Turbo, or is that on the players?
It's funny, isn't it? The two clubs we're talking about are the two clubs that rely on players in Turbo and Ponga.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if both of those players aren't firing right there, those teams don't win.
They're all fucked.
So, very interesting. I think if O'Brien goes, boys, my sneaky coach to take over, Brad Arthur. So, Matt Arthur is now at the club. His son, Matt Arthur, he's at the club now at Knights, hooker.
Yep.
I think Brad Arthur, he wants to coach back in the NRL. He has stated that. It wasn't a bad coach of the Eels. I think with the Eels team he had, it was quite difficult. Look, I think he'd do okay. Again, though, I know this will hurt Knights fans to hear, but I can't see the Knights winning a comp in the next 10 years. I really can't. Even with Brown there, I can't see it because I don't think Ponga stays. I really don't. I think
Ponga leaves.
Yeah.
Knights are gone for the.
I think Ponga's probably got maybe one more year. I think 2027 you see Ponga leave either to the Roosters or to Rugby Union. It is my, and that's not even a money thing. I think Tedesco retires the end of 26. 27, I reckon Ponga comes over.
Yeah.
Or he goes across the ditch to New Zealand
Could do,
and play fullback there.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, that's just my hot take. I think Brad Arthur comes over. I think the fans have been calling for that for a long time as well. So I think O'Brien to go. But that's it for our talking points, boys. It's time for a bit of early Origin bolters. Now, Origin, just over a month away. We love our Origin here. Fuck Queensland.
Queensland.
We're all New South Welshmen here. We won't go for any Queenslanders because we don't give a fuck, honestly. So,
Welsh is out. He might be out for the first game.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
The way
they can fill in with Ponga, which
and
kind
the
of
way
sucks,
Ponga's playing though, I mean, they might have a different fullback. Maybe Brimson. Brimson's going in.
So, yeah.
Who knows? But boys, let's talk a bit about the New South Wales makeup now. Obviously, you look at the back line over the past couple of years. It's been pretty clear cut, but this year I wouldn't say it is. Fullback's a really interesting one. Of course, Edwards is now the incumbent. I really feel Teddy has been playing better than him, although on Saturday night I thought Edwards played better than Teddy
him a bit,
on Saturday.
Yep.
But I think over the course of this year so far, I think Teddy's played better. Personally, I don't want Teddy in Origin. Because how we're going this season, we need him.
Yeah.
We need him over the Origin period. Another name I want to throw out there, though, is Ryan Pappenhausen.
Yeah.
Storm are absolutely flying at the moment.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised. He'll at least be in camp. But Laurie Daly has to have a plan there for Pappy. He'll at least be in camp, even if he came on at like a 17, like what Hines did for Melbourne when he was at Melbourne a few years ago. Coming on sort of, I think Pappenhausen did it too for Melbourne.
Yep.
Coming on as that fringe player, sort of through the middle with the speed and going through the tide forwards. But I think we've got to look at Pappy. Like he's playing good footy at the moment, but the big one for me is the wing spot. Now, Brian Toto, 2 weeks away, but probably still locks up a spot.
Yeah, you think he's got that on lock? Yeah, he's
The other
just the
spot's
meter reader there, isn't he?
Lomax out for 6 weeks.
Yes.
So he's probably due back right around Origin period, but could you pick him based on not playing for 6 weeks?
Oh, yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Like,
There's not really any other, like, a lot of people talking about Jacob Carraz.
Yeah.
He's just come back from the Dogs, and I think how the Dogs are going, I don't mind it.
Yeah. But it's
and
the New South Wales thing to do, isn't it? Picking on form, like
Yeah.
changing the team every
Yeah.
year, just going off form.
But personally, I like if they pick off form because I think some of the players in the team shouldn't be there. That's Jake Travojevic. Like, no discredit to Gerbo,
Yeah.
but he doesn't offer enough in that team. Whereas you can pick someone like a Hudson Young off the bench, a Max King, as we spoke on before, who's in form.
Yeah.
And they're going to do a better job than
think so,
Jakey.
yeah,
So, look, we moved down a bit. I think Latrell probably
think
gets a
Trell,
centre
yeah.
spot, and Crichton would be mine.
Yep.
Unlucky for Bradman Best.
That's what I was going to say. If Bradman Best needs to, I don't know. Like I think it was fantastic.
just
game
no
3,
spot
yeah.
unless there's an injury.
Unless there's an injury.
The halves will be interesting as well.
Yes.
I think Cleary locks up the halfback, obviously. But 5'8", do they go the Luai route or do they go Mitch Moses? What do you guys reckon?
I don't know. Like Mitch Moses sort of made Lilo look kind of stupid today, didn't he? Yeah. Like obviously, I get they play. Like one was playing half, one was playing 5'8", but yeah, I don't know. Mitch Moses, like it's hard to go past him. Yeah, like he's such a great player, but
With what he did last year, it's hard to go past him.
it's hard to go past him. Yeah, like
He won New South
yeah,
Wales
I don't
the
know.
series.
Yeah, but honestly, like I think like if they want like the best halves combination, like I personally I should think they should go Luai and Moses. I think that's what I think should happen. Yeah, I
no
don't think they have Cleary there. No, great player. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I just can't look past those two. Yeah,
It's
like they
interesting
need
you
that.
say that because one of the commentators came out this week and actually said if Penrith want to make the 8 this year, Cleary needs to not play Origin.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Because over that Origin period, they're going to lose 5 players.
yeah,
Most likely.
yeah, yeah.
If we throw Lindsay Smith in
Yeah,
there as well.
Smith, yeah,
Um,
Dylan Edwards.
Forgetting a name as well. Matt Burton.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
But see, I could see Burton more as a 14. I probably wouldn't start him over the likes of a Moses or a Luai if Burton was to play because he can play centre as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind him as a utility, but I think Watson will get that
I think
spot
Watson's locked that
for how
down, doesn't he?
versatile
Yeah.
he is. But yeah, interesting chat you mentioned about
Yeah.
Cleary there because I never thought about it. And I thought at least if they have Cleary over the Origin period, Penrith, they've got a chance of winning some games because I don't think
Yeah.
they do without him.
No, without him, yeah, no,
Without him, Edwards, Toto, Yo,
yeah, Martin,
Smith,
yeah,
Martin.
Smith, yeah.
you know. So yeah, it'd be interesting there. Jumping to the forwards, boys. Now Payne Haas, one lock for front row, easy.
Yep.
For me, the other front row has to be Terrell May.
Yeah.
Has
Yep.
to be
Yeah.
Yep.
this
Can't
season.
go past him.
You can't. The form he is in, he has to be in this side. Whether it's on the bench or starting, I think Jake Travojevic has played his last Origin. To be honest,
Yeah.
I just don't think you can pick him.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah,
But if you're looking at him or Terrell May, you go on Terrell any
May,
day of the
yeah.
week. Hooker's an interesting one as well. Of course, Reece Robson's the incumbent.
Yep.
But
Happy's playing
I
pretty good
wouldn't.
as well.
Yeah,
isn't he?
I wouldn't say Robson set the world alight so far this season. I think he may get the spot.
Yep.
Over Coruscant slightly, but look, it remains to be seen. I'm not sure. Second row will be interesting. I think Liam Martin and Crichton get the first crack, but of course Hudson Young, Ola Kawatu, Jacob Preston is another one.
Yep.
There could be a bolter. Dylan Lucas I thought was really good until he got injured. But you know, I could see Preston in an Origin jersey as well. Would not be lost. I think these dogs need to be rewarded
Yeah.
with the season they're having so far, getting some of them in. And a lock will be Isaiah Yo.
Yeah.
The bench make will be interesting. I think it's between like a Watson, Lee New, Barnett, Young. That would be mine.
Yep. Stick with
I
last
think,
year.
I think you throw some other players in there. We mentioned Max King before. I could see King replacing Barnett possibly.
Yep.
Ola Kawatu, if he can find some form, is a shout to come back in.
Hold the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So there's probably a few there. Not really any bolters in my mind yet. Just remains to be seen on injuries and
Yeah,
things like
injuries
that.
and things
But,
like it's hard to see. Like, and it'll be a thing though. Like, hopefully it doesn't fucking happen. But if they do lose the game, like, it's going to go straight back to like, why do we pick this guy? We should
Yeah.
have picked, like a more attacking side, a more
look,
defensive
it's
side.
gonna
It's
be
never going to
tough.
be perfect. Yeah.
Like, we're going back to Laurie Daly, who
Yeah.
won the comp for us in 2014, but apart from that, had minimal success
Yeah.
with the squad. One thing I do like about Loz is he will pick on form.
yeah.
I really liked Madge's coach, and I wish Madge was
Yeah, I
still
wish
there.
he stayed. Yeah,
He was great.
Brilliant. Yeah.
But Daly will pick on form, which is good. I'm hoping that he does that and he sticks at it. But look, that's it for our Origin chat.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you our sponsors.
Ever worn sunnies but realised you have to take them off on the job site to change into something more safer? Well, now with Stay Fancy Eyewear, you can get some awesome safety glasses that look good and protect you from the harsh rays of the sun. With a variety of styles to choose from, Stay Fancy has all your eyewear needs sorted. Use the code RUCK10 for 10% off today. Stay Fancy Eyewear, protecting you from the nasties on the job site and looking good while doing it.
Thank you once again to our sponsors.
Boys, we're going to jump into a bit of Joey's Jumble. Are we ready?
I'm always ready.
Always ready? You want to test your buzzers?
Josh.
Ryan.
Oh, you
Works
guys,
this week.
you guys are all over this. All right, how it works if you are tuning in for the first time, I'm going to ask the boys 3 questions from the week that was. They buzz in with their name. Whoever gets the correct answer gets 1 point. Tally the points at the end of the year. And the loser, we haven't come up with a punishment yet, but stay tuned for that. It's going to be wonderful.
Sounds hot. Spanking right here.
It might be hot, might be spicy hot. might be a bottle of hot sauce.
Oh.
Never know.
Live off the shit. It's all good.
We'll do a teaspoon. It's fine. But let's jump into a bit of Joey's Jumble. This is Joey's Jumble. That's my little intro. Just made it up on the
Reese,
spot.
edit that out, please.
Reese, make a intro for that. Thank you, Reese. He's not actually with us. He can't hear us at all. He's just,
He's at home.
he's
yeah.
omnipresent. He's like God. He's always watching.
He's everywhere.
Anyway, let's get into Joey's Jumble, shall we? All right, the first question. Are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Without looking, phones down. Thank you. No Googling. Who was the player this week that kicked the winning penalty goal for the Warriors?
Ryan.
Oh, Ryan.
That's Metcalf.
Well done. That is first question. Ryan gets 1 point. All right, second question. What was the final score of the Tigers-Eels match?
Josh.
Right.
Josh.
38-22.
Oh, it's 1-1. Tiebreaker. Here we go. Are we
Let's
ready?
do it. I'm ready.
It's a tough one.
Yep.
What was the name of the stadium that the Souths and Bulldogs game was at?
Ryan.
Yeah.
A call.
Oh, he's all over it. Ryan gets 2 points. Josh gets 1. Congratulations, Ryan. You win again. We'll add 2 points to your tally. Josh will add 1 to your tally. You're still up there. You're higher than
Still
Harry.
smashing
And
him,
beating Harry and Luke at the moment. And producer Reese, of course, as well on half a point.
How about the Hunter?
Don't forget your 1 point.
Yeah.
Tonight.
My 1 point?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much. I don't need a point. It's fine. I'm not actually doing the punishment. It's just you guys.
Yeah, but you're above Reese.
Oh, man, everyone's above Reese. No, we love you, Reese. And, of course, just to finish off, we've got some viewer questions. Now, they're on my phone, so this might be a bit awkward
All right.
because I do have to get them. But what can you... Reese, you have to cut this part. Can you go to the Instagram on the story? I don't know if they come up for you guys as well. Whether they
Should
just...
do for your,
I don't like.
Go to the Ruck Infringement story. Go to like the story I posted. And can you view comments? Go out of that one.
Right.
I need the first story I posted. So hit back. Yeah. They commented on this one.
no.
You can't see them. Okay. One of the comments was about our Origin 13. So we've done that, which was really good.
Yep.
I think we've pretty much given who we think is going to be in. No real bolters. And the other one was the Origin 6, I believe, as well. So, we spoke about Luai and a bit of who we think's coming in. The other question was from a good mate of mine, Mick. Now, a mad Seagulls supporter. And he wrote, again, what the shit is going on with Manly. And look, Mick, we've been asking this question for 4 weeks now. And to tell you the truth, we don't have an answer. Because you look at Manly, you look at across the park and you go, star-studded.
Yeah.
Star-studded outfit.
Should be,
Should
even
be winning
though.
games.
Yep.
And should at least be in the competition.
Yeah.
But the past couple of weeks hasn't looked like that. They looked a bit better against the Dragons, but not by much.
2 narrow losses too. Like, they
yeah.
obviously had the comeback loss. Like, they came back and they lost it in the last minute. I think the Sharks sort of let them back in, But even against, like, the Dragons there, like, it was theirs to lose again. Like, it was just out of their reach. Another 2-point game.
But what do we think? Like, where to next? Like, what do Manly need to do to get a win?
Find someone to replace Turbo.
Yeah.
Like,
But they've got, Lehigh Hopewadi is an amazing talent at fullback.
then
It's just
why
like-
isn't he...
I think they're just so reliant on what Turbo does through the middle. Like, I think he's a fullback, but through the middle,
Yeah.
he's so good.
So
Like,
Hopewadi plays a different type of
Yeah,
football to
yeah.
what Turbo does.
I would say Hopewadi's more a running fullback, not as much passing as you. Turbo plays as more a 5'8", in my opinion.
Yeah.
He runs through the middle. He's an extra playmaker. You always see him giving try assists, but he's also got the speed to back it up. Whereas Lehigh's actually a winger in general, so he's so fast and he's so good at finishing tries, but he doesn't have that. I wouldn't say he has that playmaking ability that Turbo has, which I think they lack.
So is that what Hopewadi needs to work on, or is that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, he's 20. He's 20, so it takes a while for these players to develop their game as it is.
Yeah. Well, if Cherry Evans moves on too, do they enter that? And you got to assume Brooks is. Brooks is moving. There's a couple of years left, maybe. Manly going to enter another rebuilding phase here. Is that off the back of players like Hopewadi, and is that next for him?
I don't mind Turbo at 6.
Yeah.
They want him to stop all these injuries at fullback.
The short sprints all the time. Yeah, he's got it. I think he might fit in there. Yeah,
Lehigh at fullback permanently.
Yep.
Turbo to 6.
Great mentor, wouldn't he? For
Lehigh,
Lehigh,
the prophet, It could be on. If that happens, remember you heard it here first, the Rucking Fruit podcast. But shout out to all of our people who sent in viewer questions. Thank you so much. Don't forget, you can get those in when the post does drop on a Monday. We love to answer all your questions. Anything you got, rugby related, life in general, Ryan will try and answer those. But that's all we got time for on the Ruck Infringement podcast this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in, whether it be on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Just a quick shout out to our sponsors in Gibson's Country Style Jerky, Koala Mowers, At Print, SC Rings, League Lids, and of course, Sports Heads AU. Check them all out. Of course, our links will be in the description. They are some wonderful sponsors. Lots of discount codes going around. Definitely go to Gibson's. Check out their jerky. Fantastic jerky.
Very good stuff.
Very, very good stuff. Of course, At Print, our local sponsor as well. If you need any creative design solutions done, head over there. I'd like to thank my co-host this evening in the Dongle and The Saint. Thank you so much. I'm the Prophet. Thank you for listening to us and for joining in the banter and the fun and the absolute shit that we dribble on with sometimes. We really appreciate it. To you, the listener, you are what makes this podcast what it is. Until next time, that's Dongle, that's Saint. I'm the Prophet. Be good.